Hi class, let's take a look at problem 1. Now, the first step on problem 1, it's technically to determine the method, and this one may work okay by elimination. So let me just write it here by elimination. Now, as we work on the problem in elimination, the actual system has to be in approximately standard form as ax plus by is equaling c. So that would be the best option to have it in this form. In order to do that, let me multiply equation 1 by the LCD, which is equal to 6. So let me write out multiply 1 by the values of 6. And 6 is the LCD because technically you have the values of 3 and 2. So we're looking at 2 thirds of x plus y over 2. This is equal to 4 over 1. And as we multiply it, we're going to multiply by 6 and technically by 6. And this is going to give us the following. So 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2 times 2. We're going to end up with a 4x plus the values of 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3 plus 3y. This is equal to the values of 24. Now, let me box this in because this is going to be one of the equations we're going to use in a little bit. Let me now rewrite equation 2. So express equation 2 in standard form. Now, equation 2 looks as 3/4 plus x over 8. It's equal to the values of 3y over 8. Since we have to have the x's on one side, we already have that, but we don't have the y in the correct position or the constant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be subtracting the 3/4 and the 3/4. And then expressing the equation as x divided by 8, it's equal to 3y divided by 8 minus the values of 3/4. And then let me subtract the actual y's. So minus 3y divided by 8 and 3y divided by 8. Okay, so now the equation in approximately standard form, it's going to have the x divided by 8 minus the 3y divided by 8. This is equal to, on the right hand side, the negative 3/4. And at this point, let me multiply by the LCD. So your LCD is equal to 8. So we're going to multiply the left by 8 and the right hand side by 8. So we're going to end up with the values of x minus 3y is equal to 8 divided by 2 is equal to 2 times negative 3 is equal to negative 6. Okay, let me now look at the equations, and this is just to get them into the proper form. So at this point, we're just going to say that this is the system, and the system in approximately standard form happens to be x minus 3y. It's equal to negative 6, and 4x plus 3y, it's equal to the values of 24. Now, we end up with an equivalent system. It just happens to be with no fractions and then in the proper form. The main idea on elimination is that you're adding the x's or the y's. In this case, we can simply add 1 to 2, and we can cancel the y's. So I'll just say add 1 to 2, and we're going to end up with x minus 3y is equal to negative 6. 4x plus 3y is equal to 24. So adding these two, it's going to give us the 5x. y's are gone, and then we're looking at the values of 18. And then we're just going to be dividing by the values of 5, dividing by 5s. And then we're looking at the solution happens to be x is equal to 18 divided by 5. The decimal approximation, 18 divided by 5, I'm getting 3.6. Actually, it's exactly 3.6. I'll keep it as a fraction. Not sure if the next one's going to be messy, but you can actually see here that this is the x value of the solution. Okay, at this point, we're actually not done with the problem. We still have to, find the y value. And to find the y value, we can use any of the equations. I think it's easier to use this one. So let me actually rewrite it. And then let me go to the next page. At this point, we need to find y. We're looking at x minus the values of 3y is equal to -6, or x value is equal to 18/5. So we're going to have 18/5 minus 3y is equal to -6. And then we're going to be subtracting the 18/5. So we're looking at -3y is equal to -6 minus 18/5. Let me get the LCD. In this case, your LCD is equal to 5. Multiply times 5 and times 5. And we're looking at -3y. It's equal to -30/5 minus 18/5, or -3y is equal to -48/5. At this point, let me divide by -3. And our y value, it's equal to -48 divided by -15, or 48/15. And we can reduce this one. We're looking at perhaps 16 times 3 divided by 5 times 3. And then we can cancel the 3's. So our y value ends up being 16/5. And 16/5 as a decimal is equal to 3.2. That represents our y value. Let me keep it as a fraction. Y is equal to 16/5, but the 3.2, you can actually see that that is your y value of the solution that I posted here. Okay, in this case, we're technically done. The solution as an x and y, it's equal to, and then for the x's, 18/5, comma 16/5, which is equal to 3.6, comma 3.2. And let me go back and double check. So 3.6 and 3.2, yep, that matches exactly. So we're good on that one. Let me once again just display the whole. Actually, this one was a little bit long, just because of the messy fractions that we ended up at the beginning. But that's actually it for this one.